If you are a woman living her best hot mess express life while simultaneously crushing it, and you're craving more clarity, purpose, and excellence, get ready because you're in the right spot. I am your host, Chelsey DeBruin-Colbert, and I want to welcome you to Season 2 of All Things Excellence, the podcast, where I'll be bringing you all the inspiration and insights your excellence-seeking heart desires. This season, I'm stepping back into chasing big, bold, and absolutely terrifying goals, sharing every honest step and misstep along the way. We're continuing our beloved Unscripted series, featuring live clarity coaching sessions with guests just like you, and diving deep into raw behind-the-scenes stories of powerhouse women founders I am wildly obsessed with, whose journeys will fuel your own. So grab your coffee, settle in, and get ready to discover just how close you are to the life your soul is calling you to create. This is All Things Excellence. Hey, All Things Excellence fam, welcome to the tea. No, I don't know if we're really going to call it that.
The tea. I love it. Let's just start it off strong. That's how we're starting.
Yeah. Welcome to the tea. Okay, y'all. This is my friend Robyn. She has been here before. She is my marketing coach, guru, friend. We actually live like an hour and 35 minutes apart from each other, which is really, really fun. So she doesn't live next door, but she lives close enough that I can get there and we can have a coffee date. And we've been talking about a lot of things lately. We went to coffee last week when I was in my burn it all down phase. We're definitely going to talk about that. So we're going to talk about a little bit like life lately, burn it all down phase, what was going on with that. She's going to give some marketing insights because she's just brilliant like that. We're going to talk about clients, what we've been seeing lately, a little bit of all the things.
A little bit of all the things. We love all the things.
We love all the things. And so a little bit of tea on all the things. And y'all are going to walk away with some great life insight, Enneagram insight, maybe some human design insight, definitely some marketing insight and some business stuff that we've been seeing in our clients with marketing and offers and audiences and habits. And she's a 7-wing 8 and I'm an 8-wing 7. And my favorite thing, Kobe and I were talking about this because an Easter egg is where it's hidden, right? Taylor Swift does
whatever Taylor Swift does all the Easter eggs, like it's a secret.
It's a secret. So somehow it wouldn't be like me being like in season 3, Robyn.
Oh yeah, you'd have to drop it in there like really
so subtly as I was talking. I should have planned that out more. Well,
Yeah.
This won't be the last time that y'all will see her. We'll just say that. We'll start with that. This won't be the last time that y'all will definitely be seeing Robyn. So what we were just talking about, that we were just having a conversation about the Enneagram. And my favorite thing about her is that she's a 7-wing 8 and I'm an 8-wing 7, which means we both bring a lot of honesty, spontaneity to the table.
Yes.
Yes. Lots of that. We're both projectors, so we have deep compassion for being people tired.
100%.
Like we just like really get the fact that we can both be people tired. We have, and I would say, do you personally feel like you're an introvert?
So
You're store alone? How do you feel on that?
Okay, so here's the problem, honestly.
Yeah.
Human design changed this for me because I would have no one in my life would have ever considered me an introvert ever in a million years, right?
But that's because they think like you're outgoing and charismatic. Oh,
right.
How country.
But my friends would be like, sometimes Robyn just disappears and we have no idea where she is.
Da da.
And I'm like, I just called that burnout. Like I didn't know. So my 2-4 profile, right? I'm a 2-4 in human design, which is like the hermit.
Which is a hermit.
The hermit and then the opportunist. So when I'm out in the world, whether I want to be or not, I'm the center of attention. It is true. That is so true for me. And I used to think it was true for me because of my height.
Okay, y'all. I'm 5 feet tall. You are, how tall are you?
6'4".
6'4", and you wear heels, and I'm always strutting around in tennis shoes. So at the end of the day, she's wearing heels and I'm wearing tennis shoes, and we're a solid 16 inches off from each other at all times.
So that's what when I first started doing human
design. You just thought that.
Like, I was like, well,
it's
of course.
in your design.
Yeah,
it's in your human design.
In my human design. Yes.
World sees you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then the idea of like, I'm like, oh yeah, I just need everyone to leave me alone for a long period of time. I didn't realize that was like the introvert in me of like, I could just curl up in a
Hmm.
ball by
Hmm.
myself and probably be fine for a very long time.
Oh, I could be fine for a very, yes, absolutely, like a super long time. And Kobe is that same way. We have a joke that when I leave, I usually tend to leave for conferences for about 5 days, and he doesn't miss me until day three and a half. And I accept that. And I'll be like, do you miss me yet? But
Like,
he is in human design, like he's like you, he's this 2-4 projector. So projectors, y'all, projectors, they get very people tired. They don't have this never ending little motor of energy in their body. But then also 2-4, which is this profile thing, y'all can message me and email me and we can book a session over that and I can kind of help you with that. Robin and I both love human design because it really helps us with our clients. It helps us know how to set up their days so their energy's spent well, so they're asking for the invitation or they're informing correctly. But the 2-4 thing is this hermit thing, and Kobe has that hermit thing.
yeah. And I honestly, it's so funny. Nobody in my world understood that except for my really close friends. They're like, is this why you fall off the face of the earth? I'm like, yeah, now I
Yeah.
know. That's what I'm
Yeah.
doing. So now I don't fall off the face of the earth because, like, it is literally in part of every single, like, everyone will always tell
Yeah.
you. Anybody who
Yeah.
listens to this, who's my friend, will say, Robin's always busy. Or they'll be like, Robin, your time is just so precious. I know you're so busy. I'm like, joke's on
Yes.
you. I am really good at managing my energy, and y'all don't get all my energy. It just,
Yeah. I am really busy with myself. So it's hard because I do feel this tug. Like I have my friend Sheena, she recently lost her husband in the last 6 months, and internally I just want to be there for her physically all the time, and I want to be able to bring her coffee on Wednesdays when her other son's, she's not working or whatever. And then I have to remind myself, like, okay, but if you don't do Create Wednesdays, I call it Create Wednesdays. It's really stay in your pajamas as long as you absolutely positively want. Stare at the palm trees on your patio and maybe stare at your podcast whiteboard and just like it's white space so the good stuff for the world can come out.
actually, I have the same thing. It's just on Fridays because Wednesday doesn't work for me. But
Lazy.
Fridays, and I actually, this Stacy and I came up with this. It's called Wu
Mm-hmm.
Wei, and it's in Chinese. In
Wu
Chinese,
Wei?
yeah, it's WUWEI, and in Chinese, it's called the art of doing nothing, and it's the idea of when you get up, let your energy guide you. Some Fridays, I'm the most productive person. I get work done. I like am in my flow. I create. I do all that. Some days I'm at Sabino Canyon hiking. Some days I'm getting a pedicure. Some days I'm getting a coffee. Like it really is my day to be like, huh, where's the wind gonna take us today? What do I
Wu
feel?
Wei.
Yeah.
See, mine is Wu Wei Wednesday. It
See?
is. Now you're jealous that you can't have
Yeah,
Wednesday.
now I get a Movie Wednesday. Dang it.
Your marketing brain is like, shit. So I am Wu Wei Wednesday because it is let your energy guide you. It's like, I don't know, man. Like I might burst out of bed at 5 a.m. and be in our gym working out and grinding and yeah, get a million things done and feel like I just did more today than I did in the last week.
Also, for those that maybe don't have like a job like we do, this is why I'm
Yeah.
unemployable. I am
This is yeah.
I am unemployable. You
My
cannot
therapist
no.
told me that.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. Yeah. I tried to argue. I fight what takes today's Tuesday. On Sunday, I fought with chat for a long time trying to make it let me be an employee.
It's like, no, Chelsey, no.
It knows all of my personality stuff, and so I was arguing with it back and forth like, "You will let me be an employee." And it kept basically saying, at the end of the day, you are the CEO. You can never be led by the CEO. You make the systems, you don't follow the systems. And I'm like, dang, like even my own chatbot is calling me unemployable, kind of like my therapist at 23 when she bet me, don't get back together with that boyfriend and don't take this job. I did both. A year later, I was single and I was fired. And she was like, I told you so. And I'm like, God,
It's like,
yeah,
and there you are.
yeah, Michelle. Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did.
Since
So
we're
yeah,
talking, can I ask you a
yeah,
question? So
yeah.
we're talking human design. I just recently was doing some work in looking in my human design. I don't look at this often. I know you're like way deeper in some of this than I am. The right angle cross of consciousness.
Your incarnation cross.
That's what it's called. Okay, got it. Um,
Yeah.
mine, I don't know how I didn't like lean into this more. Literally teaching people to see things differently, like teaching people to see like what's off in their marketing or like what's off in their like life. And I was like, oh my God,
You are kidding me.
yeah,
That's really what yours is. Y'all, this is why we love human design. Just for the record, we're like we're both Christians.
yeah,
We both went to private Christian school.
we did. Yes.
We did.
Slopes up,
And
GCU. I went to
yeah,
GCU too.
and
Oh,
dude, my
antelope.
college, yes, my go lopes up.
Slopes
Where
up.
you went lopes up.
I
Where
was
you
a
went to
lope.
college is where Kobe goes to college.
I was a lope before it was cool, and I actually went to school on campus. So let's be very clear. I have like a picture of me in a basketball outfit in an antelope. So I'm like legit.
Okay, we both went to tiny private Christian universities when it was $1 billion. There was no funding and it wasn't cute and cool, but the community was awesome. That's what I loved about it. That's what I loved about my tiny little private school. So I just always say that like we are both, active Christians. We love Jesus and we think that human design is we've just seen it change our life and how we do business and allowing ourselves to flow in how we do business. And we've also seen it for our clients.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing that I talk about with anything, because all my friends will be like, Robyn's the woo woo one, which I'm like, oh, all the things God created, weird. I don't know. That's weird. Anywho, I don't think that I'm.
Some
I,
random person that we've never met created the sun, the moon, the earth, the stars, the heaven, the earth, and all the animals, and we don't think that's woo woo.
And here's the deal. This is my theory, and I'm only going to say this once because I don't like to be too controversial. I feel like I'm a pretty middle of the road person, but I'm like, you guys, let's think about this. Like, I love Jesus, and I think God is way bigger than our culture can really even understand. Our brains can
Yes.
even comprehend.
Yes.
Like, God is so much bigger than all of that. But also, like, let's talk about what we believe. We believe that God put a baby in a virgin. I'm just saying, like, if anybody's doing something weird, it's us. We're the weirdos, okay? We're the weirdos in the group.
He did not grow up in a Christian home. They're just like, what is that, agnostic? They just have
Yeah.
nothing. They're
Yeah.
not they literally have nothing. And he asked me one day, he goes, but how do you know? This is so Enneagram 9 of him, seeing all the perspectives. He goes, how do you know that yours is the one? Like your religion, how do you know it's the one? Like, how do you know the Buddhists don't have it right? How do you know the Muslims don't have it right? I swear to God Himself, that was a day I went, well, shit, I don't know.
Better get checking up on that one. I mean, right? Like,
It was such a valid question. And
yeah.
he meant it. Like, but
Yeah.
how do you know yours is the one? Yes,
Is that
we are
because we
anti
have
woo woo, but we do believe wholeheartedly a baby was planted in a virgin's
Thank you.
belly.
Like, what is going on here in this? Like, I don't know. People are wild. Let's just be real. People are wild. We just can't do logic very well anymore. Like, that's the part that's gone out the window. I'm like, okay, cool.
I do. Okay, so at the end of the day, here's the thing I love about Robin the most is you are the greatest example of, because I have a lot of friends that don't believe what I believe in whatever.
Absolutely. Me
Like
too.
whatever. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I feel like I'm pretty open about this on social media where, I'm like the anti-vaxxer who doesn't take medication, but if the sinus infection gets too bad, I'm definitely popping red pills from Fry's from the pharmacy department. Like that's where I am. I got a line and then I'm not like I got a line. And once I've crossed it, I'm done being sick. I'm done the sickness controlling my life. I'm like politically, I'm super middle of the road. I'm more like a topic based person. I don't even actually know. I think it's all insane anymore. So I don't know what I believe about any of it.
There it
I
is.
I don't
There
know
it
what I
is.
believe anymore, actually. I never believed that we were in control, and I think I just accepted that faster than anybody else. But like Rob and I will have like some difference of opinions. But the thing that I love most about you is you can sit and talk with me about it like no big deal. I got a
Yeah.
lot of friends who don't believe what I believe, and we believe different things, but they can't just sit and talk about it. I'm like, well, why can't we just talk about it? Like with my uncle one time, I was like, he was like upset that we didn't get jabbed or whatever. And I was like, well, why are you so passionate about it? He said, we're not going to talk about this. And I was like, we can talk about it. Like we're sitting at the Olive Mill. He was visiting from across the country. I was like, no, I want to know. Like I genuinely want to know. Like, why are you so passionate about it? He's like, no, no, no. We're just not going to get into this.
Yeah.
And here's me, I'm like, I mean, I don't know, enlighten me, bro.
Well,
Maybe
and I
you know
think
something I
that,
don't know.
and that's my biggest thing is like, I used to be a pretty black and white person. Like, hey, this is how it is. I grew up a little bit in some
We both grew up very black and white.
yeah, there was some definite, like my parents were never black and white, but all the institutions they put me in were
Mm,
black and white. It was very
correct.
confusing.
Correct.
And I'm
Correct.
like, but wait, that makes sense here, but that doesn't make sense over here. How do we put all that together? And I think the ability to like absorb, like here's what and I think this is a little bit to do with my human design. I can absorb
Mm,
your information, your perspective and go, that's a really good perspective, but I don't have that perspective.
yeah, I feel that.
That yeah, like
I feel that.
I can totally look at someone and go, I understand why you're an atheist. Like I sat and had a conversation with an atheist. I was like, you know what? All valid points. And then I asked one question that kind of always gets stuck with me of like, you know, some of the stuff that gets stuck with like, well, what is something we can't explain, all these different things. And we sat there and afterwards he's like, I've never had a conversation with a Christian that actually like ended well. I was like, well, I'm not trying to change your mind.
Mm,
I
no.
like I really don't think that that's what I feel called to do. I feel called to live a certain way, to show up, to give grace, to love, to do all these things. But that my convictions is not yours to bear, right? Like what I feel, and like as a mom, goodness, if we could do this for if there are moms listening on, if we could do this, be like, you know what? I don't agree with how you're parenting your kid, but way to go because you're freaking trying your best. You are
Yeah.
killing it, right? Like,
You're in the thing is, even if you're not killing it, you're doing your best.
but there you go. That's true.
You're doing your best.
I feel like
And
if
I
you're
think
doing
it
your
comes
best,
down,
you're
but
good.
this does come down to human design because in human design, there's this thing called your identity center. And when it is defined, you know what you know what you know what you know. And you don't like when someone wavers. Okay, I'm just going to get really real with this example to give this example straight up. So here's the deal. My mom has been with the direct sales company for 40 years. So I've grown up with it. And for the last 15 years, I had been with her in that direct sales company. Now, when someone would quit to go do something else, and I would be just really curious why, because I'm genuinely like, well, why? Like, why are you going to do that? What is happening? What changed about your life? What shifted? I don't know. Maybe one day you just woke up and you're like, I just don't want to do this anymore. Now I want to go work at the grocery store. Hey, I get it. Being an entrepreneur, it's a little tiring. Sometimes we get tired and sometimes we want to burn it all down. We'll talk about my burn it all down work at Sprouts phase that I had last week in a second. And I would just say this to my mom, like, gosh, yeah, that's so weird. Can you believe that? Like it would it would send her sideways and she would get so angry and so upset. Or if I would say, well, I just don't think this piece of the marketing plan is valid anymore. I don't think this part is achievable anymore. If I would say those things, it would shift her entire belief system in the company and her job as a whole. She couldn't separate the facts. It would literally shift how she felt like the whole world could do and how she felt she could do based on what somebody else is doing. Now, her identity center, it's not filled in. It's undefined and ours is defined. And so I think that because we have a defined identity center, we can sit in differentiation. Like we can sit in other people's differences.
I was just gonna say, I'm super curious about this because I can sit with people who think very differently than me and have zero challenges. And they're like, I can never sit with someone who thinks differently. And I said, I think I'm the weirdo. I
No,
think I'm
well, a defined identity center is like 20% of people in the world, I think.
okay.
If it's not even more rare, then it might even be more rare than that. I'll figure it out here in a sec. That's what it is.
That makes so much sense. It
Because
really,
your opinion, I can sit here and listen to your opinion and be really curious about it without it shifting who I
okay.
am.
I have to tell you this because we're talking about direct sales right now. So there's this new thing that's going off all over my social media from other people in that direct sales company going into another one that's like high ticket sales. And right, they're talking
Okay.
about all this money
But
they're
don't we
earning.
feel like it's Ponzi scheme-ish?
So here's the deal. I
I'm
don't
gonna say
even
it.
care, right? Like I don't even care because I'm like I'm not I'm curious, right? My mom and I one time went to this spa
I
and
think
it
you
was
should always be curious.
right, but we like went to this spa and they I asked them like how does this process work and like they had this book on the shelf. It was definitely a cult. Like no questions asked. It was a cult. They had like they had a farm where everybody lived there, all the kids lived there. And I said, "Can I come visit the farm?" And they're like, "Absolutely, we're taking new applicants all the time." I'm like, "Please." And my mom
There's
goes,
a movie about that.
see? My mom goes, Robyn, they're gonna take you. I'm like, I just want to know. Like, I don't want to be in their cult. I just want to know how their cult works, right? Like, I just am super
Mm,
curious. And I think the same thing happens with like, so that like I went into I was like, girl, I want to know what this is. Like, I'm just super curious. I have no interest. And I said it to her, like, I have no interest in doing what you're doing, but I wanted to learn. I learned all the things and I was like, oh, and I said something I think that was unkind. I didn't mean it unkind. I was like, oh, that just wouldn't be good for me. I don't think I could sleep at night with that kind of experience. And I
yeah,
just said it like, and I realize now, oh, what they took that as is like, oh, that means
yeah,
you're saying it's not, like, good. I'm like, "No, no, no, it's just not good for me." Like, you go do
yes,
you, but, like,
yes.
I need to lay my head, you know?
Oh my gosh, I think that's the difference in that because whatever life choices people need to make, and I believe that they believe that that's the best choice for them. How you live your life and like what you believe to be okay doesn't have to be what I believe to be okay because your choice does not affect me. But it
Right.
literally doesn't affect me. And I think it's this part in human design.
That must be it because especially as a Christian, I'm like, "Why are we
Yeah.
judging everybody?" Like, I'm pretty sure that was,
Yeah.
like, number 1 thing is that, like, that's not my job.
Like, yeah. Yeah. And it doesn't, I just don't care. Like, just because I don't, I mean, I'm not going to live that lifestyle, but you can go live that lifestyle.
Just like
Yeah.
if like you wanna be a glutton and you wanna do those things, great. If you wanna do all
Yeah.
these things, like,
Yeah.
I think that's the big thing for me is, like, I'm
Yeah.
making mistakes all over the place, you're making mistakes all over the place, like, let's just do our
Yeah.
best,
I use
and, like,
Dawn dish spray, Vish. Yeah. I'm killing myself one squirt at a time.
you're so funny. But that honestly has gotten me in so much trouble with, like, relationships and friendships of, like, I just because I don't care if you're doing something that I don't wanna do,
Yeah.
like, it's the peer
But the
pressure
thing
too.
is, they don't believe that because I've talked to a lot of the people that are opposite of that, of us, like ours is colored in and theirs is not colored in. You guys can go to like just Google human design and go get a free chart. Don't pay for it. And it's the one, two, three, four. It's the fourth shape down. It's either going to be colored in or it's not going to be colored in. If it's colored in, you're like us. If it's not colored in, you're not like us. And I think that's what it is.
I'm super
They
curious.
genuinely.
Yeah.
Uh-huh, uh-huh. So my mom's is not colored in. And when the day that I realized that, I realized I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to stop telling her these things because it affects her so differently. Like I can just look at it and be like, well, that's fascinating. Why the heck are you doing that? She can't. It shifts her belief.
So interesting.
Because
My best friend, hers is undefined in this. I'm like, oh,
do you see this?
I see
You're
where
like, this
like
is
I
real.
went wrong. I see where we yep.
Hmm.
Okay.
And they can be very malleable. They kind of have to like shape shift
But
per the
she's also an
situation that
8.
they're in.
So I feel like she's also an 8. So I feel like that gives her a little bit of less malleability in that.
Maybe she's
Now
not
I'm
really
look
an eight.
now I'm looking at
Oh,
everybody's
you're talking about
chart.
the one that I know?
What? Nicole? I'm saying her name on here like, yeah, she's got an undefined, but
Mm-hmm.
I was just trying
Yeah.
to
Hi,
walk
Nicole.
through that in my brain.
No, she is a
Hi.
real eight.
I w This is
Yeah,
hilarious.
she's a
So
real eight.
all
Hmm.
this is now I'm looking at everybody's chart. I'm like, "Oh, this makes so much sense because I have
Hmm.
obviously
Hmm.
everyone's chart in my
So,
life and I'm looking.
okay. Yeah. Yes, I do have a whole good notes thing of everyone's. I like to go look at my family and see who. I also think this is why people feel that I am the wrecking ball that I am. And this was part of me realizing how I can't just be dropping these little truth bombs all over the place because what affects me zero was radically shifting other people's belief. Yeah, that's crazy, right? Like it absolutely makes sense to you. So I know guys, like everybody has a lot of feels about different things in human design, but at the end of the day, this we have found it to be such a wild useful tool. And my family members don't even really, they don't, my one sister-in-law was like, this is really entertaining. So I'm looking at this right now, looking at my family, and basically every single person in my family has a defined identity except my mom and the two youngest boys. And what I will say about that is that makes sense because those little wrecking balls, I feel like they tend to kind of be followers. They're always following the madness of what someone around them is doing. So this is why we love human design in business. It really helps. That one, and then there's this little tiny baby triangle next to it if you looked up your human design chart, and that is the willpower center. It's called the heart center, the willpower center. And it's just that. It's willpower. Poor Kobe never gets to rest because mine is defined. Mine is colored in and his is not. And so if yours is not, you do tend to like pick that up from other people.
Here's what just happened for me. I looked at my
Yeah.
husband's chart. His identity is undefined. His willpower is undefined, and
Kobe has both of those.
both of mine are defined.
So, but here's the thing. That's not surprising to me because he's an Enneagram 9. Kobe's is both of Kobe's are not colored in, but he's an Enneagram 9. Right? So that's not surprising to you. And I think that's why they married us because we are that certainty and that consistency. We are who we say we are. We're not going to change. It doesn't matter what somebody else does or says. We don't care. And I think they're drawn to that. Yeah, I do.
Sorry, my dogs were losing it, and I was trying to make sure I didn't like
You're
have
okay.
them go crazy. I
Yeah.
totally see that now because what's hilarious about my husband, I remember when Stacy did our chart, we almost like match everything. Like my ajna and my head are undefined, his are defined. My
The
third
top
is
two things. The
yeah,
top two.
the top
Yep.
two. So we're like we fill each other's chart in. I just
Robyn,
realized.
what did you call that yesterday? What did you say? Genius what?
Well,
What
your
did you call it?
genius bias.
Genius bias. Explain to
Okay.
everybody what genius bias is.
This is a big thing that I feel like I didn't invent this, so I don't know
I just
why.
caught you in your genius bias. I was like, we got to tell these people what these are. These are the
Okay.
top two shapes.
So, genius bias is
Which
this.
has nothing to do with human design.
Yeah, no, this is just this is one of the theories I use in marketing all the time, is that most business owners, in my experience, again, I don't like to generalize, but y'all are usually very similar in how we
Yep.
operate. So we have this thing where we're like, oh, we're gonna go speak, we're gonna go train, we're gonna go post, we're gonna share. Wherever your platform where you like to share. Everybody does it different. I think human design has a lot to do with that.
Yeah.
And so when you go to this platform, you're like, I have so much to offer, right? Like you have so much to give. You're like, I'll just start with the basics. So when you start with your basics, what you did is you just gave us a PhD level in your, right, for us. You just gave us a PhD level.
Yes. Like, let's talk human design. We're throwing out all these words and I'm having to go,
Oh yeah.
it's the fourth shape down. Is
Yeah,
it colored or is it white?
we're in our genius bias right now. Me and Chelsey are living in our
Yes.
genius bias, thinking you
Yes.
guys understand and you have no idea.
Yes.
Which then
Is it
either does
colored
it does
or is
two
it white?
things though. It either intrigues you enough to go figure out what we're doing, and you're like, "Ooh, I want to learn from Robyn and Chelsey." That is a marketing
They're
strategy.
they obviously know what they're
Yeah.
talking about.
So
They're
it's
little
like,
experts
yeah.
here.
And there's a little confusion, so then there's intrigue, right? Confusion can be curiosity. They can kind of lean in the same place, or it shuts people down so far that they're like, I have no idea what's happening.
I'm
So
checking out. Do you feel like a lot of people have can people have massive genius bias and not believe they know enough to coach or train in an area all at the same time?
always, always. That's the thing
Yeah.
that's crazy is I watch people are like, I can't teach this because this is so basic. I actually have almost all of my clients align in this, especially
Yeah, people told me to be an Enneagram coach for years and years and years, and I was like, I know nothing.
right. Exactly.
I probably would have been a better coach then than I am today.
And the hardest part is like you're giving people, you're like exploding their brains, and you just need to give them a little bit, right? That's why I do think in social, why people are doing like that, those hits, like just little bits of hits, like TikTok, like give me a 5 second, because we're not learned. I don't think we've ever really learned well in digesting a lot of information. It's obviously even worse now.
Okay, well, I hate to go back to human design for a second, but also that's part of our human design. So, human design also will tell you, can you absorb copious amounts of information all at once, or do you need to take tiny, tiny little bites? Like, it takes 8 years for Robyn and I to read a book. Yeah, because we can't. So, Mary, who's in the book club, I told her 2 books that are great. I swear she was like, "Oh my gosh, this was great. This is what I loved about this. This is what I loved." I'm like, "I didn't even know you got them. I told you to read them like 4 days ago." And she's like, "Yeah, I've read them both already." I'm like, "I can't even She's like, "Well, it's the weekend. I had free time." And I'm like, "It's not about free time for me. My brain can't absorb information at that rate.
Yeah.
Can't do it."
Yeah, totally.
But
I
some
think,
people can.
yeah,
That's a human thing.
I need to learn about those people because those people are geniuses in my brain. I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't even know how many
Yeah.
books I've read fully on one hand. Like, I don't know.
Not many. Not many. But it's
I
okay because I have a belief I don't need to read the entire book to get what God sent me to get.
th- I'm with you on
We
that.
Okay, so where you guys find that is if you do go get your human design chart, there are these little arrows around. So there's the head, the very top of it, right? The very top of it, not the numbers on the side. So inside the numbers on the sides of the little head thing, there's 4 arrows. They're either going left or right. I have 3 that go left and 1 that goes right. Robyn has all 4 go left. Wow, go you. And if your top left arrow goes left, you can only absorb tiny amounts of information at once. But if it goes right, you're like Mary and you can read an entire book in a weekend and not get insanely overwhelmed. Now, I'm not talking about like a schmut, vampire novel. I'm talking about a personal growth book. The deeper the concepts of the book, the longer it takes me to read, or I might never read. Robyn's crying.
I can't believe it. She just said smut in her podcast. I just want you to know that that's what's happening here. We're here for it. I'm here for it, but she's right. Different kind of book. Different kind of book club, by the way. The
Yes.
book club, I was like, Chelsey, what kind
Yes.
of book club you doing? She's like, not that kind of book club.
I
Like,
said, not a schmutt vampire book club. It's a
I
growth
love
book
that.
club
No,
for women that want more excellence in their life.
but I totally love that, like, this idea of like what I would love to hear if your audience is super interactive is like,
Yeah.
what is the thing that you think you know enough about, but you're like, I'm not sure. I'd love to hear because you probably know more than 90% of the people, right? Like,
Agree. We're gonna have to start doing polls on the All Things Excellence Instagram page.
yes, I need that
Yes.
because I
I
really want
also
to.
think we need cups. I think we need cups we need All Things Excellence cups. Yeah. But I think we need cups just for our reoccurring
Yeah,
conversations. I think that would be
the
fun.
tea.
All Things Excellence, the tea.
No, I love that. Well, and that
Let's
links
call
into
our lawyer. We probably can't. That doesn't fit. We met with a lawyer together last week and we learned a lot of things about trademarking and it can't be a verb. And I think the T is too much of a verb.
yeah, it has to be like it can't what it is, so it can't describe. So it
Can't
has
be
to be like
Dan's plumbing. Dan's
no,
plumbing.
chance of
Nope.
plumbing can't work. It doesn't work. Can't trademark that. Just so you know.
No, but T, you couldn't. But he said All Things Excellence, we could.
Yeah, so there you go. We're on the right track. We're towards
Yes.
we're something positive.
Yes. If
Yes.
somebody wants to be my sponsor, it is about $6,000 for me to make all this happen. So I already have stuff out on the internet, so I would beat you. Don't even try and beat me with it. But
we
I'm
love
already
that.
winning. I'm already ahead of you. But I'm just saying, we might need a sponsor to keep going with all of this.
We'll have to monetize the podcast for sure.
Let's monetize the podcast. Yes. But yeah, we're getting cups. We're absolutely getting shirts. That's happening. That's going down. Real quick, before we dive back in, I want to share something I created for the women who are growing, but still kind of feel like they're doing it alone. If that statement just hit, then this is for you. I've never felt so aligned and so alone. It's the message I kept hearing as more and more women were falling in love with their life doing what they were born to do. They were craving that like-minded, iron sharpening iron relationship with other women who were as focused, powerful, and determined to be positive as they were. And that is why I created the Growth Collective. It's our All Things Excellence book club community where you don't have to read the book because audio and PDF cliff notes are provided for you. There's a community for you to connect and network with other growth-minded women, plus 2 monthly Zooms where you receive connection and live coaching from me. Head on over to chelseydbc.com/book club to join us. All right, let's get back into it. Because what you're hearing today is exactly why spaces like the Growth Collective exist. We were never meant to grow alone. Okay, do you want to talk about our Burn It All Down coffee last week? Speaking of the lawyer. So I was down in Tucson to meet with the lawyer, the trademark lawyer, who does everything. Essentially, he's incredible because he helps keep your business safe. He can do it in any state if you want his information. let us know. We can get that to you. Just drop in the DMs on Instagram. That's where I've just realized that's where I'm just going to organize my world for this. Follow me on Instagram, message me on Instagram because I have really great social media boundaries about when I'm in there and when I'm not. And my assistant has access, so she helps me.
I
So
love
that's
that.
where people message me and get a hold of me. Same with Robyn. You can find her. We've got her collabed on this. So go to Instagram and find her. So I was down in Tucson, and y'all, I'm down in Tucson to meet with a lawyer to make my business wildly official and trademarked and all those really fun things and make it safe, safe from others and safe for me. And as we're walking into the coffee shop, remember, I drove all the way to Tucson to talk about making my business so wildly successful. We're walking in and Robyn goes, "How are things going? They seem to be going really well lately." And I said, "I'm actually in kind of a burn it all down phase and want to work at Sprouts at the grocery store right now, but we can talk about it."
Well, two things that I want to highlight from that. Social media is a highlight reel, and Chelsey keeps it real on her Instagram for sure. Also,
Yeah.
we should all hold Chelsey accountable. I'm calling you out on your podcast. That she needs to post more reels. So we're just calling her out on it.
No.
Yes. Okay.
It's so, I think what's tough with Reels is 83% of the time I look like a hot mess express.
Who
And then I
cares?
just forget, like, oh, geez, like, comb your hair to make this real. But on stories, it disappears, and no one care. No one cares that my hair's on top of my head, and I don't have a bra on, or my pajamas.
Put a brush in your pocket
On
and brush your hair
stories.
before you do the reel next time. Okay? That's all you got to do.
Oh my gosh, I could be like the guy. If anybody watched season 9 of Love Is Blind, I just need to understand, why did he have a comb in his hair at all times? Like, why all the time? Is it always fitting to have a comb in your hair? I don't think the outfit always calls for it, but I
He's
could be like
probably a
that now.
4. He's
Just always
probably
have
a
the.
4. He's an individualist. He needs
Oh my
his.
gosh, you're so right. And it's his individualist, his signature. Yeah. So yeah, so anyway, we walk in the coffee shop. I'm like, I think I might burn it all down and start working at the grocery store, but we can talk about it. And here's the cool thing. We've been friends now. We met at the Atlanta conference when you were breastfeeding. So when was that?
My gosh.
I have a photographic memory. We met walking down the hall, going
He's
into the
7.
nursing home.
So,
He's 7.
like
7
7-ish
years
years
ago in
ago,
January then, probably, right?
I breastfed for a very
I know
long
you
time.
breastfed for a while, but he was a baby.
But
Yeah, but he
I
was a
didn't
baby. I
bring
know he
him
was
with me
little.
everywhere. So I think like Atlanta, but I was pregnant in Atlanta also. So that means we must have gone to Atlanta.
We went to Atlanta like 27 times.
Okay.
So what year was he born? I can tell you, what year was he
2018.
born?
2018.
Oh, he was born in 2018?
Yeah, June 2018.
That's odd. I thought I met you before I moved here. I guess I didn't.
Okay. I don't think you lived here when I met you. I don't remember you living here. I remember you coming here, but I don't remember you
Yeah.
living.
Well, maybe we knew of each other before then because I moved at the end of 2018.
Oh, okay. But we met before you moved here. I know we met before you moved here because I remember you
I know
coming.
you know when your kid was born, but he was really born. No, he wasn't. He was really born in
He was really born then. I actually know his birthday. I know wild, but I do.
You were there. Regardless of when he was born, we've known each other for a while. So you've seen me in a lot of seasons. You did not see me in like my champion kicking butt,
You didn't see you
ultimate
in that
driving
season.
pink car
No.
season. You did not see that. You met me when I was like face down, destroyed, hot mess express, flying into Phoenix every single month, going to like leadership rehab, putting my whole world back together. That's
I
really when
do
you met me.
remember that. I do remember, but I remember you
Yeah.
fun. That was also true.
Yeah. Yeah, yes, I'm always a good time. And I was still drinking then, so I was still a really good time. Right. Kobe said I'm not allowed to tell people, oh, I don't drink because I don't want to kill my brain. Like when people are like, oh, do you want a drink? And they're holding a drink, and I'm like, no, because I don't believe in drinking alcohol because it kills your brain. He's like, you don't have to
You
say
don't
that
have to say
part.
it out loud. You know, there's that.
I'm just letting him know. But so you've seen me in all these sides. And so you saw me start entertaining this idea of the both and we actually had a really great conversation about it at a conference 2.5 years ago at this point, probably. It's been a wild minute. It feels like yesterday, but we had this wild conversation. And that's when you really started watching me you knew I was already a lot into the Enneagram, but I didn't really want to be known as an Enneagram coach because I just felt very boxed in by that. I didn't want that to be my identity. But I started like playing around in some things. And so you've watched me do all the right things and all the wrong things. But would you say that there's a lot of things you kind of said this the other day. Do you feel like there's a lot of things that I tried and even though I was great at them and I enjoyed them, I stopped doing them because they weren't working, but now I could go back to them because my funnel's better, my business
Yeah.
funnel?
Yeah, here's one of the things like with you, Chelsey, that I just like
Yeah.
my observation is
Yeah.
like you do some really cool things and you are so quickly connected. You are not only do you quickly connect others, you quickly are connected. Like the way that you get connected with people, I'm like, wait, how did you get connected with them? Like it's so wild. Like that's wild.
There is something in me. I watched this happen twice already today. There's something in me that all of a sudden people get on camera and I'm like, oh my gosh. And they're like, did we just become best friends? And I'm like, I guess so.
Yeah. That
I don't know what.
do
I
you
don't know.
do you have woo in your top strengths?
No,
I was
it's like
gonna
at the
say,
bottom because I don't need a woo shit. I
I
don't
know
need woo
I'm like
anybody.
woo's my number one, so I'm like it's so weird because I'm like because
Oh, it's a
it,
seven
it
thing.
kind of makes my brain wrap around like how did Chelsey meet that like person and now that she's like on she's collabing with them and there's like it's from the
It's
outside people are
I
like wait what and I'm like I know so one of the things that
don't know how it happens
I,
either. I think I'm
I know
blessed and highly favored.
that's got to be it because I'm like how does she? What? Chelsey, how do you?
I
And then
don't
she's
know.
like, I don't have a huge network. I'm like, whatever. That's such bull. Like, you
I
have like,
don't know a million people, but the people that I know are
a,
stupid connected.
I was like, you know the right people, right? You know the
My
right
six
people.
degrees of separation is intense. Oh my gosh, guess what I'm doing next week? You're gonna die. Okay, so you know my friend Ange owns Unique Genius.
Yes, yes.
Do you know who Dr. Benjamin Hardy is? He's an author. He
Yeah,
wrote like The Gap and the Gain, etc.
yeah.
She's like one of the primary like sponsors or something like that at his conference speaking in Phoenix next week, and so I have a VIP seat at her table.
Of course you do. See, this is what I'm talking about. Chelsey, like, you know what? I don't think I coined this, but I wish I coined this, but I just talk about it a lot. It's energetic abundance.
Call Kinsen. Oh, that's probably a verb. We
Yeah,
can't
we
trademark
can't
that.
do it. I know. But it's energetic abundance. Instead of everybody thinks of abundance as financial, you have energetic abundance. You get abundance through your energy sources and you get to do a lot of cool things. You get to experience a lot of things. Financial abundance comes from it, but it's not always because you have a lot of money, you get to do X, Y, and Z. You get to do a lot of things because of your energetic abundance and money will flow from that. But it's the
Yeah.
opposite from what most people think.
But I think that I need to work on that. Like I think I need
Yeah.
to create I need to create some kind of like a belief paradigm in my head that I'm wildly energetically abundant and all of my energetic abundance seeps into my financial abundance.
Also, you should probably let something stay long enough to actually stick. That would be
Yeah, that's where my 7 comes in.
I know,
You
I
know,
got that one
you
too.
feel that, right? So Enneagram 7s can tend to be a little, I don't want to say flighty. I don't like that. That's not really, it's more of just like squirrel.
It is squirrel, and well, you know one of the things I joke about? I'm like a balloon, and like you just got to pull my
Mm.
string down a little. Just pull her down because she's gonna keep going if you don't stop her, right? Like get her, go get her, pull her back down.
Yeah. So, okay, what are things that you saw me do that I'm no longer doing that you think? Because one thing that you said to me last week, you said, "Can you just be like a habits coach so I can send my clients to you?" And I got home and I told Kevin, I was like, I actually really like doing that.
Yeah.
I
Well,
can
like
do that.
the things that I watch, here's what I look at. I watch you do these things and your brand, but you don't sell these things. It's very wild to my brain.
Yeah,
My marketing brain,
I'm not good at that. I'm not good at like the conversion thing because I think I mean this in a humble way. Actually, I don't know,
there you
man. I
go.
just know it. No, I don't. I don't mean it in a humble way. It's just the things that I'm great at. I'm so innately ridiculously great at them. I'm not just like kind of great at them, but the things that I'm so great at, I'm so great at. I can't even fathom that that's sellable.
It's called a genius bias, Chelsey. This is literally why we started here. Like, I remember the first time that Stacy looked at me and said, people are going to pay you for this. I was like, there's no way
There's no way.
anybody's going to pay me for the way my brain works. There's no way on this earth
But they pay you lots. People love paying you.
They love to pay me now. And I'm like,
People love to pay you a lot of money for that.
I was
Your
like,
marketing.
the first time it happened, I was like, this cannot even be real. I was like, you want to what? You want you want to keep doing it over and over again. But what I think that's the beauty of entrepreneurial like minds is once you understand what that thing is and you know how to market it in a way that is really authentic with strategy. So like actually this is a great analogy. The authenticity is the balloon, the strategy is the string, right? It's got to keep you
Wait, let me write this down. The
okay.
authenticity is the balloon.
And the strategy is the string, right? The authenticity of like who you are, let float, be the balloon, be where you are, but the strategy's got to keep you down, right? It's got to keep you grounded to make sure
The strategy, the string keeps you grounded.
yeah. Because at the end of the day, all the ideas are great, but if there's not a process and system to make them work, it doesn't even matter. It doesn't.
And that's where I feel like I'm at right now. I do think that the coffee we had last week was so solidifying, which is really hard because I had a conversation with one of our friends the day before when I was just in a tilt-a-whirl and ready to light it all on fire. And then we had coffee the next day. And I do think it's hard to, I think our filled in identity centers do this a lot because we sit and look at stuff so matter of fact. And so like left arrow, so logically. Although a lot of those arrows are facing left, you're very logic. If they're right, you're less logic. And I think we look at everything so logically that we did that. And then I drove home so I could think in my own thoughts about it. And I was like, you know, hot dang. Direct sales is good for me. This is how I'm going to do it. I love the money that I make there and I love helping other women make money. And this is how I can do it energetically for me and have fun. This is good. I'm going to do that. That's going to be fun for me. And then while I'm doing that, because I know how to make consistent income for my family, I'm the primary income earner, of which you sat in the well with me on. It matters. It does matter. It does matter. It matters. And then we went, dang, you're so right. Like not only am I really, really great at helping people figure out how to love their life, like pulling back, holistic view, going, well, how do you actually even want your life to look like? We talk about that. And then it's like, well, okay, because this is how you want your life to look like. And because this is your audience, and I help you figure out who's your audience, these are the offers that you should have. And these are the habits that we need to set up to make your whole life flow. Like we figured that out.
Yeah. And it's what the thing that I almost want you to think about, and I think this is really beautiful. I heard this from a pastor, but I'm applying it to something very different. So just hold on for a second. So I was listening to this, and my brain always takes everything into a marketing. For goodness sake.
I love it though.
Like I packed in a carry-on suitcase.
The money.
Yeah, I packed in a carry-on suitcase and I turned it into a marketing thing. I was like, that just makes sense, right? Like whatever. So
you packed in a carry-on suitcase?
That's a whole episode on its own.
I wear the same clothes every single day, and Robyn does not. I don't even know how that happened. Were you there for one day?
I was there literally for 5 days in Cabo.
I don't even believe you. I don't even believe you. What did the pastor say? What did he say?
So he was talking about, he's like a pear tree. When you see a pear tree, right? What is the fruit that it bears? Pears.
Pear.
Duh. You don't feed a pear tree the pear. You feed the pear tree the water. The water is what helps grow the pear tree. And his whole thought process, and I think this is so true in marketing, the gift that you bear is not for you, right? Like you can't always see the things that you need for you, but that pear is for someone else. That doesn't mean that you're a pear. It means you're water. I'm water and you're the pear.
My pear?
Right.
I'm the pear tree.
Yes. And so, but that means that you're not going to always get the pear that someone else gets, right? Like that's not how that actually works. Our gifts aren't for us to consume. Our gifts are for others to consume.
But I also have to, we are everyone's water. We are somebody's water, not everyone's water.
Everybody is somebody's water. Yes.
Yes. Everybody is somebody's water and everybody is somebody's fruit. And we are all our own tree.
Exactly. But here's the thing that for you, why I say that is because you don't realize that your fruit is your fruit. It's just your clothes, right? Like you're just a pear tree. Of course you have pears. You're like, of course I have habits. Of course I have all these things. I'm just a pear tree. But somebody else is like, oh my gosh, this pear is going to be is going to be sustenance. It's going to be nutrients for me. My body is going to be so filled up because I got to eat your pear. You're like, but it's
Yeah.
just a pear.
But you know what? One of my biggest pairs that people love is like they love that on stories I'm just myself and I'm just, unhinged and disheveled with my hair on my head and my pajamas without a bra on. And I give people permission to just show up and be themselves. But the hard thing about that is that doesn't convert very well to, you know, money.
I'm You let me on this podcast, so don't yell at me later, okay? You let me hear. I think Jackie Richards should have something else to say about that.
If you're watching the YouTube, you're watching me die because I swallowed wrong enough. But yes, Jackie, I always hope Jackie doesn't listen to this. Don't send it to her for fun. You
I
might.
won't, but Jackie Richards has a very similar
Yeah,
vibe, and I
she
would
does.
say that maybe
Mm.
her bank account would disagree with you.
Dude, yeah, I can do the math. I know how to do math to figure out like a light adjustment of her bank
I'm
account.
just I'm just giving a
Do you think it's because I didn't have the right offers attached to my authenticity?
now you're gonna make me
Like
go
I'm showing
deeper.
up just being myself, and people
Okay.
are loving that.
Yeah.
People are loving the permission.
Right.
But do you think then, like she's showing up just being her, like her raw dog and self? That's what she
Literally.
said. She says it. She always
Right.
says, "Showing up my
Yeah.
raw dog and self." But then she has the offer attached to it that people are like, "I want more of you, and you can help me maximize my social media."
And
Yes.
I just watched something. I don't know how I ended up on her algorithm, but I'm very excited about it because
Ooh.
it was an old
Ooh.
thing that popped up, and I was like, "Why does?" But it was this idea that she was like, "How could I be a coach if I don't understand automation? How can I be a coach if I?" What she did, in my opinion, what I see from the outside looking in, I don't know her well, but what I see from the outside looking in, and I know you're inside all that, is she said, "Here's what I'm good at. The rest of it, I'm going to give it away."
Oh, you know what she did? So this is where trademark this right now. I keep saying trademark this, and I've been working on this thought for a year. No, I mean, I keep saying about this very thing I'm about to say to trademark it. I think I've said it to you before. She, on the podcast that I had with her, which is episode 10, y'all, scroll back to episode 10, listen to this. Essentially, she realized what her party trick was and how to turn it into profit. And then she gives everything else away. And your party trick is, what are people coming up to you for help with?
Yeah. And it's
What
what
are
I
people?
told you. It's the what and the why. Stop giving away the how. You're
Yeah,
giving away your
I
party
know.
trick.
I'm getting better at catching myself.
I know you are.
Today, I almost gave the farm away two Zoom sessions in a row, and then I was like, "Shut up! Shut 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 up! Don't talk! Stop talking! Stop talking! Stop talking! This is where you got to leave them hanging. You cannot."
And
Oh
it's
my gosh!
not about leaving them hanging. It's not about leaving them hanging.
Yes, I
It's
just overfill them. I don't even overfill them. I just make them full, and then
it's
I don't make
having
them.
a boundary to say, now this is the line. This is my fence inside my house. You're welcome inside my house when you X, Y, and Z. When you take your shoes off, when you greet my husband, when you greet my dog. What is
Yeah,
your entry into your home? Well, guess
yeah.
what? Your entry into your business is a contract, and it is financial. That is how that works. And what I will say is I am kind of a little bit shocked because this is something I don't challenge with, and I thought it was because of my identity center being so clear. Like I just clearly understand. But what I learned about you is you don't have wisdom for yourself, you have wisdom for others. You are one of
Yes.
those. I have a lot of friends like that. You have wisdom
Yeah, it's
for
in my
others.
human design, guys, that I
Yeah.
have all the wisdom for everyone else, but I have none for myself. So I have to talk to people like Robyn. I think it's important though that I do think it's vital that I talk to somebody who has that colored in identity center because you're so solid and then it's like it's a different conversation for us.
Well, and I think the other thing, and I'm going to go back to Jackie for a second because there were things on that Zoom call that would have made me lose my mind.
Oh my gosh, you're talking about Jackie Zoom? Like people walking on their treadmills and getting ready and doing their makeup. I would have turned their videos off for them. It's so distracting to me. I can't even believe they're doing it. I'm like, this is so disrespectful. If you are not sitting at attention, turn your camera off because you're so distracting. I find that so rude. Like Zoom etiquette 101.
But
You know what
Chelsea,
also is Zoom
no,
etiquette? Like if you are walking on your treadmill with your thing and you're huffing and puffing, what is wrong with you? Mute that crap.
but first of all, I'm gonna, and I hope Jackie hears this because I don't have any. This is not a negative thing, but guess who's walking around with her laptop the entire time and moving around? and doing her makeup and putting her sweatshirt on and drinking her drink is their leader. They found their people. They found their freaking people.
Yeah. Yeah.
My
Yeah. And
client,
I just do it in spite of. I tend to listen
but here's the
and
thing. But my
yeah.
point is, she's literally so unapologetic. You're annoyed and you're still on there.
Yes. And I'm paying her money.
Right. Exactly. So it's worth its weight in, like, that's my whole point though. Even people who aren't 100% on, like, there know that she has something to give them, that they will somehow pay her money to get some of that outsourced. Like, that's the part that I'm saying is, like, the more you are yourself, people don't even have to like it. They're still going to show up and pay you when you honor that.
Oh my gosh, there is another person. I'll just say it. There's another person in the direct sales company that we've both been associated with for a long time. And there's actually two of them that come to my mind right away. They're Enneagram 3s. Can't stand them. They absolutely make me insane. But for some reason, it's like a car crash. I just can't stop watching.
You're the worst.
I know. Like, are you still crashing? Oh, you still are. Okay. I don't know what that is.
Gosh.
It's not judgment. It's just like, I almost get so curious. Like,
You're
how
that
the hell
meme.
are you
It's
doing
not judgment, but me and my friends. Have you seen that meme where, like, their friends are hitting each other? We're not judging, but they're hitting each other the whole time.
I love this. Okay, so real talk on the marketing thing. Okay, I do feel like after our conversation last week, after our burn it down coffee, I feel like, and this is why I think I am obsessed with, you know what, guys? This is what I noticed. People who have insanely messy finances one day wake up and they're like a really, really great money coach. That's fair, right? That's fair. So 100%. We know when I was 23 years old, my parents hired a therapist to help me find the perfect husband and the perfect for me husband and job. And there was a very specific process that we went through to do that. And I've used that process with people in this whole lifetime in all of the different businesses, because what I learned was if you don't get stupid specific about what you want from the universe, it either gives you everything you don't want or absolutely nothing. That's fair, right? We're sitting at the volleyball game last night, and one of Kobe's bosses said, "Yeah, he goes, I've never been married, but I'm really great at having really bad relationships." And I looked at him, I was like, I actually coach people on that kind of a thing. Usually, it's helping them find the right audience for their business, but I could help you find the right wife." And he laughed, and I was like, "I'm not even kidding.
Well, I tell people all the time, marketing and dating, I could be a dating
It's
coach.
the same.
It's the same.
Yes,
It's
I could
exactly
definitely
the
be a
same.
dating coach.
I just
I could
don't
be a
want to
dating
deal.
coach.
I just don't want to deal with all your emotions.
Yeah.
So I'm going to leave the dating
Yes.
coach to other people. But I can
Yep.
make the analogy so you understand what I'm talking about. And
Exactly.
here's, like, back to what you said about that though. That's the thing is, like, I think about it all the time. Why do I teach people processes and systems? I'm a 7.
Mm.
If I don't have a process and system, I'm never calling you back. I'm never following up with you. I'm never seeing my whole
You
career.
had to create all of them to
Or I
get
w-
where you wanted in life.
or I would
You
have
had
failed.
to.
Yeah.
You absolutely would have failed.
I would have
So
failed
that's I feel
miserably.
like I had to create this system to figure out how to get what I wanted in life, because getting what I didn't want and nothing as an 8 was like absolutely not that, because it felt very control. I felt like the world was controlling me. The world was like, this is what we're giving you. And I was like, oh, heck no, this is not what you're giving me. I got to figure out how to make this law of the universe, the law of attraction work for me. And I don't really care how oh my gosh, people get wild about that. Figure out how to use the word law of attraction that serves you in whatever religion that you live in. Because Alexa, stop. She's talking. I probably got her heated.
You got her
I
all fired up. You got
Got
to,
her all
like,
fired up. Even Alexa's fired up about this. So I feel like because I did that, because I was so bent on it, ever since we had this conversation and I am a niche coach. I help you define your audience, offers, and habits to increase your income in your life, because I love helping people make more money to live a good, fun life. I like Golden Goose shoes. I like $800 shoes. Maybe you don't want $800 shoes. Maybe you want, I don't know what the heck you want, but that's what I want.
Yeah.
I'll help you get
I'll
what
get
you
some
want.
Jordans. Like, I'll spend some money on some Jordans. I have
See,
lots.
she wants, here's the thing. She wants 10 pairs of Jordans. I just want 3 pairs of Golden Goose. And at the end of the day, the money's the same.
It is about the same. You're right.
It's
not
about the
that
same,
different.
right? Thank
It's not
you.
that different.
Thank
You're
you.
right.
There you go.
It's about the same.
And ever since we defined that, it's like the universe is sending me every single person. They're like, I need you. And I'm like, I know. Because I got so clear on that you need me, and now you need me. This is why I want to help you.
And
because I think
still,
that's a thing.
But I still think it's not niche. I think it's clarity. I still think it's
Yeah, it is still
clarity.
clarity.
Like, I think
So,
it
yes, I'm
that's
helping you get clarity on your
yeah,
audience offers and habits to get the
exactly.
life that you want.
Exactly, because the word niche is, like,
Yeah.
such a marketing word that I
People
hate.
don't like that either, and nobody believes they need a niche. I know, Robyn. Don't give them what they need. Give them what they want.
Get it? Look at you listening to me.
I know you think okay. So Rob was like, I know you don't like listening to people and you don't like taking other people's advice. I said that's bullshit. I love people that I respect, even if I don't agree with what they're saying. I will always listen to them. Now, the moment I don't respect you, you should probably shut up because I'm not listening, and I'll entertain you, and then they'll get a little ugly. But that's fair.
No,
But I respect
and
you.
honestly, it's so funny because I think people like you and I bet it has a lot to do with our identity center, are probably hard to
Yeah.
coach, right? Like,
Yeah.
I said this to someone literally today. I can
Well, in
hear
eight, wing eight, we're
well,
strong.
and
We're very
my
strong.
8 wing is so strong. We thought I was an 8 for a very long time until we got
Yes.
to my core wound and I was like, "Oh, there it is."
When your woo is really high, that makes sense. Yada yada.
I joke with my friends who are 8s. I said the only difference about you and me is that my fun leads and then my
Yeah,
can I curse on this
absolutely.
podcast? I was like, my fun leads and then my a-hole comes later. Right? Like
Yeah.
I'm mean later. You lead
Yeah.
with the fun and my we're 8s, like their face comes first and it's the
Yeah.
RBF, right? And
Mhm.
then if they're a 7, you got that 8-7 wing, you're like, oh, there it
Oh
is.
my gosh. Do you think, okay, do you you're like, oh, I like people until they prove me wrong? Because I hate everyone until I decide that I
Yeah.
like
So I
them.
was gonna say all my 8 friends are like, I don't like you until you like prove, right? That it's
Yeah.
I okay. This is where my projector comes in because like I'll be like fun and we'll have fun and like all that
That's
greatness.
what I mean. You present fun to people. When you first meet
Yeah.
people, you're seven leads and you're fun and you're loving. I'm not. I'm
But
actually
my 8
not
is right
nice.
there like watching you. Like, what are you doing? How are you acting? How are you behaving? Will
And
I engage with you
projectors
again?
are guides. They're
Yeah.
very perceptive. We're very, I mean, we'll just use this word to like get to it quick. We're like kind of a little psychic-y because we're like energy reader, energy absorbers. Like it's like we're just as, it's just who we are because
I
we're
just
meant to
always
guide you.
say I always just say I'm not wrong about people. I'm
Oh, you
very
know, Kobe worked.
rarely
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm very rarely wrong about people. Like I don't know why and I don't love it. It's not a favorite thing of mine actually. I don't enjoy it
Kobe
because
walks me by people like a party trick. Tell me
yeah,
about them.
yeah.
They're good, they're bad.
That's yeah,
Mm.
I don't know that I have all that, but I just can like feel it. I don't know. It's weird.
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
weird.
You know what? It might be your seven wants to reframe and believe the best in them, and my eight's like, they suck. Last night I was telling one of Kobe's bosses, I was like, I could have told you 18 months ago this wasn't going to work out when I did a deep dive on the internet. I don't know why the rest of y'all thought that these people needed a chance. I told you 18 months ago.
Yeah.
Like, this isn't
You're
going to
like,
work
"That was
out.
wrong." Yeah, and
Yeah.
I think the big thing for
Could it be
me
that?
like, the big thing for me with all of this is, like, having the understanding of, like, we have to know ourselves, and you have
Hmm.
to know your strengths, you have to know where you sometimes falter, and, like, know how to give yourself grace and know how to give grace to others, and then being able to, like, sit and go, "You know what? This is just who I am. If I stop fighting who I was designed to be," which I believe that's if I stop fighting who I was designed to be,
Yes.
this friction will go away very quickly.
Yes. And that is why we are massive advocates. Figure out your Enneagram, get a high I think 99% of people don't need a deep dive on human design.
I don't either.
I don't. I think what we can teach you about your human design, the two of us, and how to make it useful in your career and your life is enough for
I
most
think,
people.
well, let's be very clear. You're way more deep into human design. I'm trying to decide where I'm like, if we're being real
Yeah.
transparent, I'm trying to decide how far I'm going to take it into my business because it's changed my life so much. I don't know. I haven't yet settled. My emotional authority has not told me yet where we're going with that. But like, even sitting here, when you said, I didn't know this, like I didn't remember this because I knew it. We went through all the same training. Your brain just absorbed a little bit more than mine. You know how you
Yeah.
talked about left is logical? That makes so much all of mine
No. That
all
was
left.
Aaron Claire.
Okay.
I learned on my human design certification thing.
Okay, so in
I
your
didn't know that.
certification, all the left, well, I'm all left and I am so logical to the point
You are
where it's
so
detriment.
logical.
to my detriment in some ways. And I'm looking at my son's chart. He has all R's and one L. And I was like, that makes so much sense because he's so emotional. Like he's my little emotional Manny Jen. He's my pure Manny Jen. What in
And
the
he's more, it makes him, you guys, more right means more like in like the creativity, fluidity, less black and whitey. Like Robin and I have to work very diligently to not be black and white, fact is fact.
yeah.
And I think we do work really hard at that. I think we
I work
strive to
I
be
know
more
I
more.
work really hard because I'm surrounded by people who are very emotive, and I'm learning to
Yeah.
like, oh, maybe I can be more empathetic. Maybe I
Yeah.
can have a little more emotion. And
Yeah.
I'm an emotional projector. I'm supposed to do that. I've just
Which
kind of
means her, so she's an emotional projector. Her emotional sent, it means her little, it means that the right triangle down around the belly is colored in, and it means that she will always find her best yes after the wave of her emotions have settled. I am what's called a splenic projector, which means it's an immediate hit. Like immediately, and it's not like I always know. Like if you ask me a question right now and you're like, Chelsey, do you want to go to Cabo next week? And I'll be like, I'm not sure. And it's not about emotions. It's just like, I don't know. And sometimes I just got to get away from everybody and settle my brain and go like, okay, what do I feel like this? Boom. Yes. No.
that's probably the best thing we could tell people is if you want to learn about human design, learn about your
Yeah.
authority. I think the
Yeah.
authority is the
How
thing
you
that
best make
and
decisions.
it's such a practice. You have to practice it. It took me I
Oh.
think it took me 2 years before I was like, "Oh, yeah, there it is. There
Yeah.
she is."
I have a really, really good friend, and she has been single for a few years and doing dating. And she just met someone by this coolest thing ever. And she knew him for a week. She's known him for like a week and a half now. And she was like, oh my gosh, like I'm in love. Like this is incredible. This is it. And I go, where are your emotions? Like, where's your emotional wave? Because she's an emotional decision maker as well, like emotional authority. How she makes decisions is emotions. I said, where's your emotional wave? She goes, it is very settled, and I still know. And I said, that is like the deepest desire of my heart.
I love that so much. Well,
Yeah, I love that.
I'm so glad we did this today. I know
I
that
know.
this
I
was
know.
lots of all the things, the tea we needed.
With all the tea. I know. We'll make more tea, guys. I think okay. So we'll end it. How about this? I can't believe I'm saying this.
I can't believe you.
If you could tell me, if you can say anything, you could give me one piece of marketing advice and you can say anything and I will still love you. What is one thing that you would tell me to do differently or more start, stop, continue, whatever, with everything that you know that I'm doing right now as far as your marketing genius goes? That's hard. You guys, I put her on the spot, which
No,
you guys
no,
are
I'm
over
good.
me.
I'm gonna be. I have a couple of thoughts, and I want to make sure I pick the one that
Mm.
feels like the most. The thing, Chelsea, is that
She's like, actually, I have like five things I could tell you.
I think you need to get so much clearer so that people know where to get you. Like how do I catch Chelsea? Because I feel a lot of us are like, how do we catch her? How do I catch up with you? And so
What do
it's
you
like
mean?
this
Catch up with me.
like catch Chelsea. Like where do I find her? Where do I grab her? Right? Like you like
You
that's
mean
that
like Instagram or like how to book an appointment with me? Or like
more
how can I
like
even have time with you?
or
Well,
like
somebody early was like, when do we get to meet next? And I'm like, for what?
right. Like knowing where do I like land with you? Like where do I like and like specifically it's kind of general. So not just like, oh, logistically, where do I find you, right? We know to find you on Instagram, but like where am I when I'm landing with you? Like like who am I when I'm landing with you? Where am I in my life when I need you? Like where is it that when I land with Chelsea,
Uh-huh.
where am I?
Because what you said last week was, so we talked about how I'm everyone's biggest raving fan, but no one's really mine. And you said, I think about you all the time. I'm never just quite sure who I'm supposed to send to you. I have thought about that on repeat for the last 6 days straight. And I said that to Kobe and I said, that's my problem. That's a problem. Like my friend who lives 90 minutes away
Well,
doesn't quite
and
know.
and to be fair, I think it's
Yeah.
everyone's problem.
That's
I
why
don't
you have a job.
I think it's why I have a job. I tell everyone if you were good at this, I probably wouldn't have a career. Thank goodness you're not.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing is like and this, I said this, but I think I said this earlier, I said this somewhere else, of like, as service-based industry, we are not
Mhm.
a priority, right? We are not a need. You don't need me.
Yeah.
You
We're not
really,
toilet paper.
you're not toilet paper. You're not a plumber, right? You're not like an iPhone, probably, I guess, is more of a need now
Yeah.
than it used
We're
to
a
be.
little bit of a, yeah, you do need an iPhone
So
now.
you
We're a
have
little
to,
bit of a luxury item, right? We're kind of
you,
golden goose shoes.
I think we're a luxury item. However, if we can find people when we are make ourselves a priority in their life, when they need us, we're going to be the first thing they pick up.
Because here's how I don't, we'll have to work on this. I would love for people to realize, like, if you are not getting clients, it's because either you haven't defined your audience, your offers aren't right, or you're not in alignment with your life, so you don't actually want to book clients. So you're sabotaging yourself booking clients. So we got to like shore up how you're living your life.
Well, let me
Like,
give
I am
you
the answer to your problem.
well, let me give you let me
Like, you
give
will
you
make more money if you will pay, like,
let me
hire
give
me.
you an example of me. I just had
Yeah.
somebody reach out to me who I've known for a really long time in different spheres, and she's like, I knew we needed you because I know we have some ideas, but we don't actually know where to go. And I knew I had to call you to get your brain. Like she knew that, like, she's like, we have these ideas and we know but she's like, I knew we needed you because we needed your brain to get us there clearer.
Because you
Like,
kind of bring really great ideas to the world.
well, and I think it was like, she was like, I know we're close, but we're right there and we need Robyn to get us like right there. It's not like, hey, I have nothing, I'm going to bring it to Robyn. That does not work
Yeah.
for me. Right.
That's me.
Yes, right?
I
When
love
you
nothing.
exactly.
And
You're
then
from
I'm done. And then you need to
and
go to
then
Robyn because I'm out. I just don't, I'm not, yeah.
because like
Mm-mm.
I don't work with people who don't have anything to start with. Like I need you to have something, and if you have this thing, and I just am going to help you make it really pretty, really clean, and really simple to understand.
You
That's
have
what I'm going to do.
Maximizer in your top 10, don't you? You little sucker. You do. You have Maximizer. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. I don't. I'm like individualization, strategy, command.
You know, I do have individualization in my top 10 and command in my top 10. The maximizer kind of brings
Yeah.
that weirdly together.
Yeah. A lot of sevens have Maximizer. You guys were talking about Gallup Strengths Finder.
I know we're just
If
going all
you
over
do
the
not,
place.
and by the way, if you only have your top 5 Gallup Strengths Finder, like I literally don't even know. You're just like trying to make a baby with your clothes on. Like it's just not gonna work.
We are going to get fired from your own podcast. Like, this doesn't even make sense.
I think I'm in charge. Here's the thing, you guys. I have listened to Alex Cooper's Call Your Daddy, and I have not gone anywhere near that yet. So I think we're safe.
You're right. You are right. But I'm just going to tell you, Chelsey, if this episode goes really bad, don't blame me, okay? It's not my fault.
We'll just see how the metrics do. We'll let the cards fall where they fall. God might
Yeah.
bless it.
You know? Who
People
knows?
want more of the tea. They want you to come back. There you go, guys. You better, if you want Robyn to come back, you want more tea, you're gonna have to share this episode with your friends.
We're gonna have to know only by the metrics because everything
Yes.
else is not measuring
That's it. You
properly.
can come to the DMs too. You can share the reels. Go to Instagram. We'll be collab. That's where you can find us. All right. Well, in the words of Robyn, y'all, we gotta leave you. Wanted to come back for more. So here we are. Thanks for coming to All Things Excellence to
This was
Tea
fun.
today, Robyn.
Yeah,
This
I
is
love
fun.
this. This is so
This
fun.
is fun.
Yeah.
You guys, I do want to say really quick about this episode. This episode, how it came to be was actually really beautiful because I was brushing my teeth a few mornings ago. And I was thinking about Robyn and my conversation about how everyone tells Robyn you need to have a podcast, but we talked about it's a beast, it's a lot of work, it's really expensive, and it's a constant time suck. It really is. You got to like be in it for the sake of the people. And I said to Robyn that day, I said, "Oh my gosh, I get pitched at least by 5 people a day. You just need to go being all over podcasts and having your little keynote speak." And then I also in that same breath said, part of me wants to burn the podcast down because sometimes I feel controlled by it because it does take a lot of time and there isn't any monetization to it because you basically have to be famous to get that, which we talked about. You got to be a famous reality star to get monetization of your podcast. So I have found that when I'm doing series, I actually get really obsessed with the series. And we'd had that conversation and my filled in little top triangle on my human design chart, my filled in little brain, hadn't slept yet. So that we had that conversation Wednesday. It's like Sunday. What day did I text you? Did I message you on Sunday?
Saturday, I think.
Saturday. Oh, you're right. It was a working day. It was on
Yeah.
Saturday. I messaged her on Saturday. My brain's been going since Wednesday afternoon on this. And I said, I know you got to think this out for a little while. Because her emotional, right? She's got to like bring it in, allow herself to get excited, and then kind of chill out about it. But I said, I think we could have a really cool series where we just talk about this kind of stuff. All the things we're seeing in clients lately in coaching and marketing and where the world's going, and a little bit of just like, fun life updates. And it downloaded into my brain. I saw it all so clearly as I'm brushing my teeth. And as I'm physically brushing my teeth, Kobe's making the bed, and I walk into the bedroom spilling this idea out to him as it's like coming down into my brain and shooting out. The whole construct is literally like God shoot it from the heavens into my brain, and I'm speaking it out at him, which doesn't even surprise him anymore. He says it's the thing that he loves about me the most. He's like, it's insane. It's so cool to watch. And I said, I'm going to message Robyn. And I messaged her going, and I said, I know I'm a messenger today and I might not hear from her for 3 to 7 business days, but that's okay because she'll fill it out. She'll let me know. And then you did get back to me.
And I had a
yesterday.
crazy weekend. You're welcome. I had a crazy weekend. I still got back to you.
But I feel like that was like the most beautiful way that we honored our designs, how we both come best to a decision, how we're both creative, and then here it is.
Yes, I love it.
Here it is.
Well, hopefully there'll be more. We'll see if the people like it.
We'll see. We'll have cups and shirts and merch and all the things. I know. See, I'm getting all carried away. I just know it's going to be awesome. But I always say, oh my gosh, Robyn, I already know it's going to be so incredible. Let me know when you've caught up and you feel great about it.
So true.
That's what I always say. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for tuning into our madness today. We will come back with the tea season 3. Just stay tuned. Stay tuned. Thanks for listening, and we will talk to y'all next time.
Bye, guys.
Thanks for listening to All Things Excellence. If something landed with you today, I'd love for you to follow the show, share it with a friend, or leave a quick review. It helps more women find these transformational conversations. And if you're ready for support with your next step, or needing someone to stand in the gap with you to figure out what that even is, I'd love to create that space for you. And my intro clarity call is a great place to start, because life is too quick and too full to have to figure it out alone. Until next time, All Things Excellence fam, thank you for listening.